Hello and welcome everyone to this first edition of the Globant Awards Digital Disruptors. My name is Agustin Huerta and I am the SVP of Studios at Globant. I've been working at Globant for more than 12 years, leading top accounts to leading our studios right now. I'm also a frequent speaker at events, and I'm here also alongside with Elena to present you these amazing awards. Elena.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Agustin. I'm Elena Morettini. Very happy to be here today. I'm the director of the Sustainable Business Studio at Globant, a geologist by background, woman in STEM. Delighted, as I said, and thrilled to be hosting together with Agustin and Wanda this new Globant Award, that of Digital Disruptors. These are the game changers that, through technology, disrupt mainstream conventional and status quo and equilibrated knowledge, if we can say, and help us all perform great changes. They shake up the current equilibrium, they make it dynamic, and go for more. They go beyond through technological thinking and doing, disentangling and rebuilding, always for better. The event will reveal the winners, of course, the people behind the innovation, and will reveal about their innovation also. Some of these innovations look as really needed and are very important, as we said before, through their inclusion, diversity, and sustainable approaches to make a step farther in the technology and in the disruption of technology. We will also have the chance of listening to a great lecturer, Eric Coleman, so famous for his work on socioeconomics. He is the author of Digital Leader, What Happens in Vegas Stays in YouTube, and Disruptive Storytelling. More than 50 million people have been reached out by his message, so we're very lucky to be listening to him today. And just one last note from me. Let me also say that today, for many of us, is a significant day, because we're meeting in person for the first time, and we're meeting in a place of culture in the city of Buenos Aires, and that is the Colosseum Theater. So how great it is to celebrate innovation and disruptive awards in the temples of culture.
This Global Award aims to recognize those individuals that stand out and go the extra mile to guarantee that companies and organizations and countries stay at the front line of the digital revolution. They drive change within their organizations, motivating their peers to reinvent themselves, encouraging a culture of innovation and challenging the status quo. We are thrilled to be today in our first ever Digital Disruptors Award. We'll launch this global award in 4 different regions: North America, EMEA, Brazil, and LATAM. We had more than 2,000 nominations around the globe, and this is just the beginning, as we hope to see these numbers grow year after year. We want to especially thank our 28 judging panelists who generously give their time and support to this award.
Hi, Agustin. Hi, Elena. Nice to be here with you.
Ciao.
Nice to be with everyone. It's a pleasure to be at this theater. It's amazing, as I say, to be able to meet in person. I'm Wanda Weigert. I'm Chief Brand Officer at Globant. I have been at the company for over 15 years now. And throughout this time, I have witnessed how we have transformed a lot of organizations. We have seen how we are making and how companies are making a positive impact by seeking reinvention. And digital transformation has been a top priority for a long time now, but in 2020, with the pandemic, it has bloomed. We know that digital transformation is not just about technology. It includes processes, culture, experiences, everything that touches any stakeholder of the organization. And we also know that beyond these deep processes, there are people that are changing the way in how things are meant to be done. They are those that are pushing the boundaries, going beyond the limits, encouraging others to be better and to be different. And those are the digital disruptors. Today, we want to recognize these leaders that are behind massive processes and massive transformations. Today, it's the time to meet them. So let's welcome all the winners.
So let's start with our first category, culture and agility igniter. Culture management is the secret for success. Creating a high-performing culture has been proven to accelerate growth in modern organizations. Those who truly understand the power of their culture invest in it to keep it healthy and constantly in evolution. Creating a culture that is adaptable and agile is the way forward. So let's watch a video from our jury on this category.
En la categoría Culture and Agility Igniter, estamos buscando a líderes que tomen la transformación humana que debe suceder dentro de las organizaciones para poder realmente ser exitosos en la transformación digital.
We want to recognize those who understand the power of a high-performing culture
and works to keep it in constant evolution.
We chose a candidate who had the vision of improving health and wellness of employees by better understanding information gathered digitally.
Que se ha destacado por su enfoque innovador tecnológico, pero para generar un impacto en las personas.
Proporcionando um ambiente mais colaborativo, visando a aceleração dos processos e um novo jeito de construir um caminho a seguir.
We appreciated how the organization has built the story and the measuring of success, and how the company takes technology and builds into an ecosystem with a combination of applications.
Que conseguiu, através de suas iniciativas, liderar estrategicamente uma mudança cultural dentro de sua organização.
So, Agustin, I'm thrilled to announce the winners of the first category of this award, that of Culture and Agility Igniters. And they are for EMEA, from Spain, Pedro Andrés Pulgarín Escobar, who's CEO of Botslavers. And for North America, Temitope Sadiku, who's Global Head of Employee Digital Experience from Kraft Heinz.
For Latin America, from Chile, Macarena Lucero, CEO, ESC Lab, Laboratorio de Innovación Social. And from Brazil, Rebeca Cunha, CEO, People Health. So let's welcome our winners into the stage. Hi Macarena, hi Rebecca, hi Andres. Nice to have you here. So let me first congratulate you.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Let me first congratulate you for having won this category. It's truly inspiring the way you are changing cultures within organizations and even countries. And I will start with Andres, asking him about his experience. Andres, in your company, you are implementing conversational interfaces in industrial environments. So I'm really thrilled to know which is the biggest challenge that you face in terms of changing those cultures, on managing that change while implementing the solution.
Sure. Thank you. First, thank you for this award. Normally, the big problem is the fear, because people think that the technology and the chatbots and the virtual assistant will replace their jobs totally. And this is not true at all. That the things that we do is try to eliminate these monotonous, tedious, absurd tasks that the virtual assistant and the chatbots do very well. But the human brain is not prepared to do this kind of repetitive tasks. The virtual assistant and the robots could do it. This is the idea. Then let's finish this type of fear and give some confidence to the technology to help people. And we need to have more time to save the world. We have other problems, bigger problems, that copy and paste things or repeat the same answer every day on customer care areas. This is the idea.
Totally agree. Thank Andres for sharing your experience. Let me jump a second to Macarena. Yes. Macarena, I have both of my grandmas still alive, luckily. And I have faced many times the challenges that you are trying to solve with digital education for them. So my question in here is, why do you think the people that create these amazing devices, amazing platforms, do not tackle the challenge of this audience when designing those experiences and those devices?
Bueno, hay dos puntos que son súper críticos. Uno tiene que ver en el cómo las empresas no tienen una vinculación con organizaciones que trabajan con adultos mayores, no están vinculados con ONG, no están vinculados incluso con la academia que desarrolla programas o con el mismo Estado. Al no estar vinculados, no se genera el no conocimiento de cuáles son las verdaderas necesidades de ese adulto mayor. Si no las incorporaríamos. Y por otro lado, tenemos algo que es súper importante que tiene que ver con el aprendizaje efectivo del adulto mayor. Muchas veces las empresas creamos o diseñamos plataformas en donde queremos que cambien de alguna manera, queremos que cambie algo sobre su vida diaria, pero el adulto mayor necesita un acompañamiento. Él no es parte de la digitalización y al no ser parte necesita el refuerzo, necesita el poder tener el contacto con alguien. Y muchas veces para las empresas se hace muy costoso el implementar un proyecto, pilotearlo con un adulto mayor porque necesita un acompañamiento y necesita muchas horas también en poder que aprenda. Creo que es importante el que nosotros hemos estado trabajando un montón sobre el crear un laboratorio de pilotaje en donde desde las distintas organizaciones ponemos este pilotaje a disposición de las empresas para que puedan pilotear desde los mismos emprendedores que finalmente son los que están viendo esas verdaderas necesidades.
Really interesting approach. Thanks, Macarena. Finally, Rebecca, I believe that organizations must have an active role in their collaborators' health habits. But I always have the concern with talking with other companies that have tried to implement this in the past about how much you can impact someone's behavior when they don't take care about their own health. Yes. So what are your thoughts on this?
Eu acredito que a gente precisa empoderar as pessoas em relação à sua saúde e à sua condição atual de vida, tá? Para que a gente consiga maximizar resultados através de análise e estímulos direcionados, objetivando a melhoria contínua, não só da vida das pessoas, mas também dos negócios, utilizando os cenários atuais e as tecnologias de maneira inteligente. Em resumo, nós precisamos simplificar, propagar e melhorar através da tecnologia humanizada a condição das pessoas. A gente tem que promover um impacto importante e significativo na vida dos colaboradores através da cultura organizacional. Mesmo que as pessoas não queiram cuidar das suas vidas ou não estejam atentas à sua condição de saúde, a gente precisa estimular através da educação, do engajamento e de uma tecnologia gamificada e que possa ter um alcance aí de uma proporção maior. Tá? Através da educação a gente consegue otimizar todos esses processos, eu acredito nisso.
Really, really thank you for your thoughts on this. I wanted to go back to Andres, and I was thinking, based on what Macarena and Rebecca have mentioned, do you believe that, for example, conversational interfaces could be helping also change these other cultures?
You mean how this technology will change the culture?
I mean, for example, could conversational interfaces be enablers for educating people on their adulthood or creating consciousness about their health in their organizations, like what Rebecca is trying to do?
You know, the main point here is that when we're talking about conversational experience and conversational bots in this case, is try to do the technology more friendly to all people. Then, for example, if you want to create an appointment on a book for a doctor, and if you find an answering machine is totally
unfriendly,
is not friendly at all. But if you try to talk with the bot, with the chatbot that will try to understand you in the way that one person will understand you. It could be better than an answer machine or no one, because the problem is the companies doesn't have all the people to answer all questions every time 24/7, but the bots could do it. And if you need an appointment and you are at 10 o'clock in the night and there are no one to answer, you can talk with a chatbot in this case and maybe have a first answer. The bot will not replace the people, but it will to replace this specific task that is very hard to do it with more people, because maybe you have to have people every day, every night talking any language. Is very difficult. Then this is the part of the technology is be more friendly, try to include this in the culture, is the idea. Something like that. I don't know if I answered exactly the question, but
Yes. You are talking basically about humanizing AI in a way. Yes.
Okay.
So, Macarena, I know you have ambitious goals in terms of reaching a larger population. How do you feel the different cultures that we have within Latin America could impact those goals? Is there any impact up front that you can foresee, or the closeness that we have is higher than our differences?
Súper. Yo creo que cuando nos estamos poniendo este número es porque hemos hecho un trabajo hace 3 años que estamos trabajando desde Chile para Latinoamérica y nos hemos dado cuenta de que nos une una cultura muy transversal. Creo que hay desde primero el idioma, el español, pero también desde lo cultural. Entonces, hemos hecho también un trabajo en el pensar en aquello, cómo llevamos esta cercanía de la tecnología a un sector, a un segmento del adulto mayor en donde no comprende la tecnología. Y ahí empezamos a trabajar con diversas universidades. Hay un montón de gente en Latinoamérica que ya está levantando y tiene un insumo muy valioso. Entonces, hoy en día, desde el trabajo colaborativo, que es súper relevante y importante para nosotros, es que no queríamos que se transformara un monstruo de 1000 cabezas. Lo que hemos ido haciendo es que tejer una red y entregarnos diferente información. Y eso nos ha llevado a la conclusión que hoy en día ni siquiera el lenguaje de señas es una barrera. O sea, creo que la mayor barrera era que el adulto mayor no quisiera integrarse tecnológicamente, y hemos descubierto que sí quiere integrarse, que quiere ser parte de esta sociedad y quiere también ocupar todas estas plataformas que nosotros tenemos. Algo tan sencillo como una videollamada que hace un año atrás, que producto de la pandemia nos empujó, pero que hoy en día desde el WhatsApp ya el adulto mayor no tiene que pagar una llamada a larga distancia, que era carísima. Y hoy con un elemento tan básico que es el WhatsApp puede ver incluso a sus seres queridos. Entonces yo creo que la mayor barrera era esa pensar que quería el adulto mayor. Y al conocerlo nos dimos cuenta que quiere innovar y que quiere ser parte de esta innovación. No tenemos barreras, Latinoamérica ya no tiene barreras en cuanto a la tecnología.
Great. Thank you very much to the three of you for your participation in this. Again, congratulations for being the winners for this category. Let's keep rocking. Let's keep changing cultures. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much. So, Agustin, our second category for today in Digital Disruptors is Engaging Experiences Masters. Creating engaging experiences is what actually differentiates companies that thrive from companies that somehow sail through or are barely surviving. And that is because bringing the user at the center of our attention and also having human-centered strategies by understanding users' behavior and crafting a whole holistic ecosystem around it basically creates an experience empowered by technology that makes business grow and scale. So let us take a look at a video from our jury for this second category, that of Engaging Experiences Masters.
Na categoria Engaging Experiences Master, vamos reconhecer uma pessoa que consegue trazer o usuário para o centro da solução.
These new and seamless experiences developed by candidates each impacted the end user in a significant way.
And crafting a holistic experience empowered by technology.
Buscando de esa manera generar un impacto muchísimo más grande en cómo la gente vive a través de la tecnología.
How technology is actually providing a simple solution to users.
En esta categoría tan difícil de buscar centralizar la experiencia del usuario en un ecosistema donde el cliente sea el centro y pueda vivir una experiencia única.
Engajou o público interno de forma muito profunda para gerar uma transformação real do negócio.
As Elena mentioned before, creating experiences is not just only making an app or a platform look good, yes, but really creating an experience that makes people feel compromised with it. So let's know the winners of this category. For EMEA, from Singapore, Neha Mehta, CEO, Femtech Partners. For North America, Amy Shear, Head of Global UX and UI Experience Design from Universal Studios.
For Latin America, from Colombia, is Juan Camilo Gómez González, who's jefe de movilidad como servicio del Metro de Medellín. Y for Brazil is Clayton Margiotti, Chief Innovation Officer for Dispemec Auto Pecas. So, hi, so we have some of the winners with us. Very nice to see you and meet you. And we will have a few questions for Amy, Neha, and Juan Camilo Gómez. Así que let me start just with Neha Mehta. So, financial inclusion is such a relevant topic towards fairness. What is your view on it? What is your opinion on it? What do you think is actually the main challenge today about financial inclusion?
Thank you. Thank you, Jury, for the opportunity. I feel that financial inclusion is what we are all striving to work for today. We talk about Sustainable Development Goals, 1 in 5, poverty reduction, and especially gender diversity. And this is the crux of what financial inclusion can actually help. And fintech is a big component for financial inclusion. When we talk about the last mile and the unbanked and underbanked people around the world, so many of them are not able to use financial services. So when we talk about financial inclusion, we're trying to include all these people who are unbanked. And let's remember, there are 1.7 unbanked or underbanked people in the world, and most of them come from Asia. So the work that I'm doing right now towards achieving financial inclusion using fintech as a force of good, because we strongly believe that fintech is a big component for financial inclusion, especially for women, because most of the times when you look at developing countries, women are not able to take a loan because they don't have any asset in their name. So collateral is a big issue. And so are things like not having any kind of credit history, eKYC, or digital ID, or for that matter, they don't really have access to mobile technology. So I believe wherever we are able to bring mobile technology, we can really change the lives of all these women and young people. And hopefully we will be using all these financial services without having legacy systems like banks. And this would be possible through financial inclusion, especially through fintech. So I think it's a long way to go, especially after COVID. We have seen that women are pushed back 30 years ago. So if you really want to see women flying high, not only in the corporate world, but also as someone who can run a business, who's an SME owner, I think we need to push initiatives around the world to help the 1.7 unbanked people.
Well, thank you very much for such a comprehensive answer, Neha, which touches upon sustainable development goals, financial inclusion, gender parity, and of course the problem of poverty around the world. So thank you very much for such an in-depth answer to the question. So Amy, a very short one to you, but possibly again quite broad and with width. Global design. When we talk about global design, is there a risk there in losing unicity or something more linked to specific geographies or demographies that at times today we're so much trying to preserve and to maintain? So what's your view on that, on the dichotomy between global and local and unicity?
it's a great question. And again, thank you so much for this honor. I'm really thrilled to be part of this esteemed group of winners. So, you know, what's been a huge opportunity with global design is being able to leverage that work to really amplify our park experiences. So for many of you who know the Universal Parks and Resorts theme park experience, we're very well known for being immersive, story-driven, and combining that immersive quality with state-of-the-art technology, which really captures the imagination. The benefit in having a global design system is really having a consistent branded digital experience that allows us to amplify that personality and bring those delightful experiences to life, especially to potential guests before they arrive at the park, so that they know what to expect. In fact, building a really flexible design system and visual language has allowed us to really build trust in the brand, to reduce friction within the discovery and educate and transactional parts of the experience. And while also amplifying our dynamic personalities of our IP and attractions, but it allows us to localize those experiences for our particular destinations. And we do that through custom content, assets, and many other immersive interactive pieces to really, you know, bring to life a more universal experience in a unique way for that particular destination. And we've been doing that in a really fun way through our new products for Universal Beijing Resort, which will be opening here soon this year, as well as through our Super Nintendo World experience in Japan, and really combining those immersive learnings, you know, that we've brought to life into the other park experiences. So we actually feel that the global design system has been a true benefit to the organization.
Thank you. Very clear answer, Amy. Thank you very much. Looking forward to check on these new experiences. And I think that you've mentioned on something which is really relevant, the issue of trust. So many business relationship and advancement in technology are based on how much what we develop can actually develop trust in our clients and the people that are actually using it. So thank you very much again, Amy, for your answer. And now we move to Juan Camilo about Medellin, and the metro as a service in Medellin for winning this award. So the question there is, again, a little bit in terms of global versus local. So how is Medellin different from other cities so that you could actually perform the technology that you did? And at the same time, how can you consider that technology repeatable elsewhere? So how is Medellin unique, but at the same time, how can we bring it to scale, your technology innovation and your disruptive technology, and how we can adapt it more globally? Thank you, Juan Camilo.
Okay, so hi again to everyone. Well, and as my other colleagues here, well, I'm very pleased with this final nomination. And in terms of how is Medellin different, I think that the basis of all this kind of transformation of the cultural basis, Medellin has developed over the last 30 years a real transformational cultural process based in how people can really be involved in the decisions of the transformation of the territory. This is based especially in the transformation of the transportation system. That means that even the transformation system is the perfect pretext to get involved the people and to transform the territory. And that's how, with this solution, with Civica, with this mobility as a service system, we designed like a real journey, like a customer journey based in the needs of the people. And they were the real actors that told us what they need. And what really we need to develop into the territory. And in terms in how to readapt, I think that's it's also the initial key. That's the real key, to understand the cultural process, to understand the cultural transformation in every specific city, because it's not only just cut and paste the model. We need to understand the cultural transformation, the cultural process, and that is what really has made Medellin unique in terms of how to approach to digital transformation, how to approach to all new digital products, and how to understand the real needs of the people.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to the three of you for this exhaustive answers and very interesting ones on engaging Experience Master. And congratulations to you all for the award. Thank you very much.
Our next category is high-tech trendsetter, and we'll recognize those that thrill on technology and innovation within their organizations. Technology and data are at the core of every successful organization today. Creating a new path into the future means combining the power of new technologies and data to build state-of-the-art capabilities that embrace the power of AI to make organizations become more efficient and effective. We want to recognize those leaders who give everything a new approach, augmenting a company capabilities with AI, data, and technology. Let's see a short video from our jury about this category.
As a high-tech trendsetter, we want to recognize those who give everything a new approach, augmenting a company's capabilities with AI, data, and technology.
It's really inspiring to see these trendsetters pave a new way for applications of technology.
Y crear tendencias en seus segmentos e indústrias.
Para nosotros, quienes están liderando la adopción de nuevas tecnologías no son aquellos que toman riesgos y que se aventuran a lo nuevo. Son quienes se sentan en las bases de los estándares tecnológicos y traen el futuro al presente.
We love leaders who show numbers, commercial success, poses range of clients to make a dream become a reality.
Seleccionamos como High Trend Trendsetter a quien creemos que se ha destacado por hacer uso de la tecnología en un área quizás no tan explorada.
Vamos reconhecer aquela pessoa que oferece a tudo uma nova abordagem.
When analyzing all of the amazing candidates, technologies such as blockchain, IoT, DevOps were just some of the areas we applied to solve new business challenges.
It is always very energetic to be on stage and be able to announce the winners of a category, the category of high-tech trendsetters. The winners are, for EMEA, from Denmark, Kenneth Gapel, CEO of Roboto. We have two winners for North America, Anmesh Sivrastava, Chief Technology Officer, P3 Health Partners, and Dennis Maliani, CEO, Apoteca Systems, Inc.
And for Latin America, from Argentina, Facundo Carrillo, CTO and co-founder from Sigmind. And for Brazil, Lucas Ribeiro, founder and CEO from Reut Bank. So let me welcome some of our winners into this panel. Hi everyone. Let me first congratulate you all for this recognition. It's amazing to see how talented people always strive to find new ways of using technology to change the world. And I would like to start with Kenneth. Kenneth, having a proper answer to wildfires is key to reducing the impact they will have. So, which were the biggest challenges in making firefighting teams embrace solutions like yours when answering to this crisis? Do you think a solution like this can also be adopted worldwide?
Yeah, our biggest challenge was actually to have the firefighters rely on what AI and what data analysis can provide them in operation. They're right now used to having the same operations as they did in the 1970s and 80s, very manual, very reliant on helicopters, on airplanes. So coming in with a smart drone that could create real-time fire maps for them, ultimately saving them immense amounts of man hours in operations, getting these wildfires under control much faster than what is currently being done, was the biggest challenge for us. But once we crossed that bridge, we showed not only in Denmark, but also in Spain, where we have tested as well. This method is widely adopted. They want to have new technologies implemented into their operations to make themselves better and get control of these wildfires.
Amazing, Kenneth. This is a real disruption, and it's a disruption also in the culture. Yes. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. Unmesh, COVID-19 has impacted the way we do many different things. Yes. And for many companies, disruption has been the key to satisfy their needs and their customer needs, especially in the field that you have where you are using technology to support senior patients. So which was, in this experience that you have gone through, the hardest part of merging AI and IoT for this particular audience that also usually has challenges regarding technology?
That's a great question. It's managing seniors and the care for seniors is really not just a technology play. It's people, process, technology, really shifting the behavioral change of how consumers use technology, especially the seniors. And I think the onset of COVID actually helped us accelerate a lot of that adoption of technology, whether it be utilizing wearable devices at homes where we can do continuous monitoring of vitals for high-risk populations, whether it be utilizing telehealth for connecting the providers to the patients anytime, anywhere, or whether it be using chatbots for providing that same essence of access to care anytime, anywhere. So I think for us it was really the data to really contextualize the patient populations, the AI layer that sat on top of that data to risk stratify and really know which patients to target in terms of outreach and intervention. And then an access layer of telehealth, wearables, and various other technologies that sort of helped us drive that engagement to reduce the cost of care. So it's everything. And I think with the onset of COVID, this is going to be the new normal. And, if there's something that came out positive was, in US, the drive to telehealth and remote patient monitoring, it was around for 10 years, but then COVID just accelerated all of that. And that worked really well for us.
Yeah, and this is really a trend that you were setting. I mean, I'm not foresee that this is gonna disappear. Even if the pandemic goes away, this is a new way of taking care of our seniors and a very healthy way also for them that usually have higher difficulties for going to the healthcare centers also. Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, Lucas. I know you are in a kind of a mix between a fintech and accountability, and that really thrills me. Yes, I mean, I have seen many fintech companies appearing in the last couple of years, but none of them has had the approach that you also incorporated into your product about taking care of the accountability of your customers. So let me think about a bit on what are the challenges those of your customers will have if they try to do this on their own, yes? And even if it would be possible for them to tackle this that you are trying to solve.
Excelente. Primeiro, muito obrigado por me permitir estar aqui com vocês. É uma honra enorme poder participar desse prêmio tão incrível. Sem dúvida alguma, as empresas, não só as brasileiras, como de outros países, sofrem bastante ao fazer as suas operações financeiras, porque na prática os bancos fazem apenas uma transferência de dinheiros, né? Mas esse dinheiro não se sabe da onde ele veio e nem para onde ele vai, contabilmente, quando nós falamos. Muito menos sobre regras fiscais. No Brasil, nós já mapeamos com a inteligência artificial 1 bilhão e 800 milhões de cenários tributários, o que é absolutamente impossível para um ser humano não só aprender, conhecer, como principalmente poder fazer análise e aplicar esta análise a tantos documentos diferentes. Nós extraímos com a inteligência artificial conteúdo de 32 tipos diferentes de documentos, entre notas fiscais, faturas, invoices, boletos bancários que temos no Brasil, entre diferentes tipos de operações que precisam ser contabilizadas. E tudo isso nós fazemos usando a robotização, a inteligência artificial, de uma maneira extremamente assertiva e rápida. Então, hoje, na prática, o que as empresas fazem é algo mais ou menos, né, daquilo que é possível ao ser humano, com bastante atraso, bastante ineficiência e, principalmente, erros que causam multas, juros, né, e problemas maiores a estas empresas. É assim que nós, então, entramos nesse mercado de uma forma bastante disruptiva, invertendo a forma como as empresas fazem contabilidade. Ao invés da contabilidade ser a última etapa, ela passou a ser, na nossa esteira, a primeira, né? E a última, então, é aquela onde nós efetuamos as operações bancárias e integramos ao RP, ao software de gestão da empresa.
Great. This is why fintechs are revolutionizing the field of financial. And I invite you to bring the product to Argentina. You will find a very interesting ecosystem of taxis. Yes, so the help will be more than welcome.
Muito prazer.
Okay, Facu, I must admit that I have been following Sigmind evolution for a couple of years. It's very interesting for me as a project. So it's really nice to see you and Sigmind being recognized here. But I want to understand a bit more about how important it is for a practitioner to know the status of healthcare about the patient's mental state, yes? And how do you create consciousness also about how that could impact the overall treatment? Yes, because I imagine not all practitioners have the same consciousness about it.
Bien, bueno, muchas gracias primero por el premio. Segundo, la pregunta es muy buena. Lo cierto es que los que hacen clínica psiquiátrica hoy en día están en la búsqueda de herramientas que los ayuden. ¿Por qué? Porque la realidad es clara. Todas las otras áreas de la medicina usan un montón de herramientas objetivas que le permiten llegar a mejores diagnósticos. En cambio, la psiquiatría solo usa lo que puede observar subjetivamente de los pacientes. El médico o la médica, el psicólogo o la psicóloga se sienta con su paciente y lo escucha. Y no tiene más herramientas que eso para tomar decisiones. Entonces, la comunidad misma está a la búsqueda de herramientas objetivas que le permitan cuantificar diferentes atributos mentales de los pacientes, que le permitan combinarlo con sí, y eso es muy importante entender eso, combinar la información objetiva que da un estudio con la precisión subjetiva que aporta la humanización de la medicina. Entonces, yo creo, y nosotros creemos en Sigmind, de que combinando esas dos cosas vamos a poder mejorar mucho y entender mucho mejor y caracterizar mucho mejor el estado mental de los pacientes.
I think that there is something very important in respect of what we've just heard as we're working in companies to increase our participation in diversity and inclusion that also goes towards neurodiversity. So I think that these innovations and disruptions are particularly relevant to include and augment always more situations and more people to our business reality and make that possible.
Sure, thank you, Ellen. And thank you to the whole panel, yes, for joining us, for giving us all these insights, and congratulations again for being the winners for High Tech Trendsetter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've now reached the fourth category of this award on digital disruptors, and the category is that of sustainable business strategists. It is very important in terms of disruption that we are fast to disrupt everything that concerns sustainability, because we do not have a lot of time left in order to make this world a world that takes into account the climate change crisis and every sustainability aspect related to it. So we are particularly happy to welcome this category of disruptors because it's a need to protect our common place, our common house, our common atmosphere under which we all breathe. So we will be very thankful to them. And I think that after looking at the video together, on behalf of our jury, Agustin will announce us the winners. So.
As business and sustainable strategists, we want to recognize those individuals who thrive in new and unexplored areas.
Taking over the innovation game, using technology to achieve a sustainable future.
Para nosotros es un orgullo poder reconocer a quienes buscan generar un impacto positivo en las organizaciones y en la sociedad.
Esse reconhecimento é importante porque ajuda a trazer uma visão estratégica baseada em negócios que impactem positivamente o planeta, a economia e a sociedade.
We really love leaders who show numbers and commercial success in order to make a dream become reality.
For this category, we review the number of candidates who created scalable businesses and technology models, creating tremendous impacts in their respective organizations and industries.
E como Sustainable Business Strategists, selecionamos um candidato que utilizou todo o potencial de uma comunidade pouco atendida. Ele atuou para levar uma revolução no atendimento inclusivo e resolutivo para a comunidade surda.
As Elena mentioned before, this category is very important for all of us in terms of the disruption it brings to our future. So let me welcome the winners. And from EMEA, Cyril Klepek from Czech Republic, CEO from Circle. From North America, Christopher Todd, Executive Director, AIRT.
For Latin America, from Argentina, Viviana Siles, CTO and co-founder of Kipu Market. And from Brazil, Joseph Lee Kuhlman, CEO de Pessoalice. And here they come. Very welcome to you all.
Thank you, great to be here.
Nice meeting you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us today, and thank you very much for the work that you've done as sustainable disruptors. Very interesting. So, indeed, congratulations for that and for your commitment to such a relevant part of disruption and advancement and innovation. A few questions for each one of you. Actually, one question per person, starting from Cyril. Cyril, you talk and develop and work on circular economy, on waste, on resources, and on the way how to convert and commingle and combine all of them. It's quite an ambitious task that for sure has challenges. So if you would like briefly to mention to us what you think are still the main challenges, and also what do you think that in this sector has already been accomplished? Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you very much. Very good question. So there's a huge challenge ahead of us because from the planet Earth, every year we extract 100 gigatons of materials and roughly 1/3 we waste it every single year. Just a crazy amount of materials. Materials, it has a value and we lack them sometimes in somewhere else. So the challenges actually change this because it's also important from the climate change point of view because the material handling is responsible for roughly 50% of the CO2 emission. So the challenges are basically two of them. The first is status quo bias. We are used to do something in a pretty much same way for decades, right? Handling with materials, just take them, use them, and landfill them. So actually, new way of thinking about material, about waste as a material, not just the waste, and thinking what to do with it, it has the challenge. And the second one is actually that the market is the size of market is huge. It's one of the biggest markets actually in the world. And so there's a great many challenges ahead of us, but with a great tech and human-centric approach, we can achieve a lot.
Thank you, Cyril, and very relevant what you're telling us about abandoning the take, make, dispose type of model and move on to something that takes into account all the angles of this material mass balance, basically. So thanks a lot. Viviana, next question is for you. I have to say I was moved by your project, and it's very interesting to know the work that you're doing in emerging, maybe communities, we can call them like this, emerging, marginal. I like the term emerging as indicating a lot of hope for all of them, especially for the work and through the work that you're doing. So if you want to detail to us something about digital markets in marginal communities, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the word, for letting me to hear. Yes, so maybe something that is really challenging for us at Kipu is economies. And we know that every household has at least one smartphone, and there is some access to Wi-Fi, but it's not as much as for the rest of the world. And something that is a challenge for us is there is scarce digital literacy in this population. So for us, it's really important to make our software very easy to understand. And since we are including an alternative or complementary currency there, that makes it harder just for understanding the concept, for trusting, and even more so if we want to use blockchain technologies, that makes it like even harder for them, as it's hard for everybody. So those are the main challenges that we face. But it's really rewarding to see the project going on, and like people really using the technology and these tokens, and we are also providing credits, and we are in a pilot right now for that, and we already have more than 150 applicants to credit, so we are really excited about all this.
Thank you, Viviana, and no doubt that this is really rewarding, and hopefully that number will grow, but it's already big enough to have a lot of sense in what you're doing. So thank you very much for that inclusiveness. And speaking about inclusiveness, I will address the next question to Joseph. Hi, Joseph. Thank you very much for your innovation and your disruption. Again, a very inclusive one in terms of increasing the possibility of reach out and of equalizing through actions and normal actions for everybody through your application. Can you please have a few words to explain to us what you've done?
Legal. Com a nossa plataforma, a gente hoje tem no Brasil quase 11 milhões de deficientes auditivos, e quando a gente pega a parcela que sofre de uma deficiência avançada, a gente está falando aí de pelo menos 2,3 milhões de pessoas que, a partir de agora, conseguem ter um atendimento humanizado, conseguem resolver, né, os seus próprios problemas, comprar um produto de uma forma assertiva, fazer as suas reclamações quando necessário e seguir toda a jornada do cliente através da nossa plataforma, né? E mais do que isso, do nosso lado aqui, a gente tem surdos fazendo atendimento, então capacitados, fazendo atendimento de grandes marcas aqui do Brasil. Então a gente tem um segundo papel, que é de gerar empregabilidade, gerar emprego para a comunidade surda, e um emprego igual, né? O emprego de um surdo fazendo o mesmo trabalho de um ouvinte e fazendo o mesmo trabalho de um intérprete. Então, está sendo incrível até aqui, e a gente vai chegar muito mais longe, né?
Wow, fantastic what you just said about translating and translators through your application, including all the diversity of different abilities. So thank you very much, Joseph. And now, last but not least, Christopher, we see you in a sort of very interesting setting, and I will have to read your question because I want to be very precise about the term. We're talking about unmanned aircraft systems that we know all under the names of drone, but the correct the correct way of saying that is unmanned aircraft system. And of course, we know that with the increase of the quantity of drones or unmanned aircraft systems, of course, we will need more governance, which does have to go fast because we do really need that technology because it helps fundamentally in any emergency situation. So we would like to hear from you about your Airborne International Response team. It sounds like a very interesting team. And if you want to tell us and explain to us a little bit more about your actions, fast actions, and response to disaster and emergency, would be very happy to hear.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And it's an honor to be included with such an esteemed group of winners here. And on behalf of our entire team, I'd like to say thank you. At the Airborne International Response Team, or AIRT, our job is to actually use unmanned aircraft systems, drones, drone-us, remotely piloted vehicles to help people respond to disasters and emergencies. And as unfortunate luck would have it, that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm here on site in Surfside, Florida, at the scene of a massive condo collapse where we still have 150 people unaccounted for. And we're using our systems today to try to help first responders assess the scene, map the scene, stage resources that are coming in. There's responders out there right now using this technology to try to locate victims and locate survivors. And that's really what we do as a team. We go into these types of situations and either perform actions to try to find people who are in need of help, or we train first responders, bomberos, firefighters, whoever, to be able to use this equipment and go out and really make a difference and help save lives and protect properties and even look for pets. I mean, pets are another group that a lot of people don't think of that are affected by these things. So we're out there to try to help every type of person and human and animal involved and use drones for good.
Well, thank you very much, Christopher. I apologize, I hadn't understood what your setting was and how relevant it is to be there at the moment, coping with this tragic and terrible emergency. So in this respect, as we've seen, many inventions, disruptive innovations, digital disruptive innovations that are very useful really to make this world a little bit of a better place in the shortest time possible. So thank you very much to all of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So we are reaching the end of this amazing award ceremony. And let me introduce the last category, Transformation Catalyst. In this category, we want to recognize those tireless innovators who are always looking to make an impact on the whole organization by having a holistic approach. They drive business transformation to unleash organizations' potential. They are true transformation catalysts. So let's watch a small video from our jury about this category.
En la categoría Transformation Catalyst, vamos a reconocer a quien lleva adelante una transformación
that impacts every aspect of the organization.
Someone who carries out a business transformation.
Dá o devido mérito àqueles que estão revolucionando seus ambientes de trabalho, nos aspectos culturais, cognitivos e digitais.
Que ha transformado e incorporado nuevas tecnologías, impulsando uma nova cultura organizacional.
Onde é difícil implementar algo completamente disruptivo.
For this category, we again had a challenge choosing between amazing candidates that really represents disruptions on everything that they are doing.
So the Catalyst winners for today are from EMEA, Switzerland, Gilles Lusenfichter, CEO Mediasante Group. For North America, we have two winners, Jennifer Rimfret, Business Unit Manager Technology of London Drugs, and Raimundo Rodolfo, CIO, City of Coral Gables.
From Latin America, for Peru, we have Venkat Gopalan, Chief Technology, Data and Digital Officer for Valcorp. And from Brazil, Eduardo Honrado, Marketing Director from Sono Quality. So let me welcome them into this panel. Hi, how are you doing? Congratulations for winning this recognition. I'm really happy to have you all here. And I'm really thrilled about discussing with each of you a bit about the transformations you are catalyzing on your organizations. Yes. So I know this task is not easy. So having you recognized on this, I think is very well deserved to all of you. And I would like to start with Raimundo. Yes, I'm really interested about the road that you have to go through to make Coral Gables a smart city. Yes, so what can you tell us about your experience? Which were some of the major challenges? And also, how has that changed people's life? Because you're not only transforming a governmental organization, but also all your citizens' lives.
Thank you so much. So you said it very well. So we are leveraging technology and innovation to improve quality of life for our citizens, for our residents, for our visitors. So it has been a roadmap over multiple years, but in the last 5 years, it has accelerated. And we have always had the great support from our city leaders and from our community. And we have built a team that has executed this vision of bringing the city to this era, the digital era, where we leverage Industry 4.0 technology from the fourth industrial revolution for quality of life. So to improve quality of life in transportation, mobility, public safety, operational efficiencies. So all those 4 major pillars: livability, resilience, sustainability, and workability, making our operations more efficient. So it has been a great roadmap over these years, where we have seen the ROI, the return on investment on these new technologies, where we see the impact in lowering accidents, lowering crime, reducing response times, so becoming more efficient in responding to emergencies, and becoming paperless. That's very important, and bringing those digital efficiencies to improve the operations of our city, but also improving quality of life for our communities.
Thanks, Raimundo, for sharing these amazing achievements that you have been able to get, yes. But also, I want to ask Jennifer, who is not only transforming her organization, but also transforming other people's lives also through the program that you have just put in place. So, in your experience, yes, in this program that you are launching, which are the key factors that you believe will be able to create a long-lasting relationship with all that people that is now participating on the program, so that they can keep challenging themselves on healthy habits?
Well, thank you. The program that we developed has been a fantastic experience for our organization to be able to really connect and help our customers live healthy lives. And through our launch, we've really recognized that we have significant engagement. And it's a way for us to be able to bridge our pharmacy and technology departments within our retail location, and have them work together to provide a much more comprehensive solution for our customers. We certainly recognize that digital health is very much on the forefront. And by us being able to create this health and wellness program to encourage our customers to live healthy lives, allows us to be able to enter that marketplace and provide a solution that's very hands-on and tangible for our customers to be able to participate in.
Completely true. And thanks for transforming other people's lives and not thinking only on the organization. Yes, that is truly great. So my next question is for Venkat. Yes, I'm really thrilled about the transformation you're leading within Valcorp. Valcorp is an organization that the task force for performing their actual job is not only conformed by their employees. You also have a vast part of your selling force being independents that actually sell your products. So how, which is the challenges that you have through this transformation to bring the same kind of personalized experience, yes, that your selling agents could have to your end customers through a digital experience?
That's a great question. It's a journey. We have not ended the destination yet. But as you said, Valcorp was a direct selling company and moving into more direct to consumer and digital business. And when you look at COVID, presented a crisis, but we looked as an opportunity. And what we wanted to do is to bring the consultant to be a beauty advisor and influencer, move her towards more of a social seller and provide her personalized tools and services and product through our sales force so they can actually have a better connections with our consumers. As you know, beauty is a very connected and a very social. It's not something that we sell just online, but also that the human-human connection is very important. So through the use of AI and machine learning and state-of-the-art augmented reality tools, we are able to provide to our consultants so that they're able to manage the better relationship with the consumer. And also we're able to better understand the consumer needs because the beauty consumers are much more demanding compared to other verticals as such.
So you are not only transforming your organizations, but actually transforming your consultants too, the way they perform their jobs, how they are augmented and providing them new tools for doing their job. Great, amazing.
Yeah, it's also a behavior change to kind of adopt new tools. So that's it's a complete 360 kind of a change that's going on within the organization.
Very interesting approach. Really like it. Thank you, Venkat. Gilles, the question next is for you. Yes, when I think about healthcare and security, it's like it triggers some alarms to me, yes, and some concerns. And I know you have been working on exactly that area, yes, and making this an easy process for both the practitioner and the patient also, yes. So which are some of the challenges that you have to overcome to achieve this success?
Yes, thank you for the question. So there were many challenges. If I have to rank them, I would say that the first challenge is device interoperability with the modern health IT systems. There was some major hurdles on the way. And the first hurdle is that normally this device interoperability in the mind of most people today relies on a mobile app on the patient side. And when you talk about the elderly people, this is still a real challenge. And so we have really overcome device interoperability, have made it completely seamless by connecting devices direct to cloud instead of relying on a mobile app with health IT system. And indeed, because we don't rely on a mobile app and device assignment to a patient happens in a clinical system, security comes as a side benefit of relying on a compliant health IT system. So we provide with our solution after solving device interoperability, the bonus is enterprise grade security from compliant system. And last but not least, because we don't rely on proprietary mobile app from device vendors and proprietary device cloud from those same vendors. In fact, we can also, for large-scale deployment in remote patient monitoring and decentralized clinical trials, we can also do vendor-agnostic device management. So we're breaking vendor silos that make it complicated to deploy large-scale devices.
Amazing. And I see some other faces, Jennifer, for example, nodding at sometimes regarding all these challenges. So it's really great to see that you have been able to overcome those in order to transform people's life too. Yes. Finally, Eduardo, I know the pandemic has changed the way many organizations reach to their customers. And in your organizations, you have gone through this transformation in this current scenario. So how that way of reaching the customers changing, yes, have also impacted on how you measure success. Yes, I imagine you are not measuring success in the same way that you were doing before when you were reaching out to them through, for example, TV media ads.
Hi, thank you for the digital disruptors, transformation catalyst. Sonoquality is one of the most important Brazilian technological metrics companies and offline, but we believe in digital. 1 year ago, we have transformed almost 7% our offline media operations to digital media operations using super segmentations and lookalike and the secret personalized answers to every comment and our social media. It's possible to be digital disruptor.
Okay, amazing. So, I mean, something that I am seeing through this panel, and I want to invite any of you to add any final words, is that transformation or acting as a catalyst for transformation for an organization does not end within the organization. It goes through the barrier of that organization or a city, for example, in the case of Raimundo, and also changes and transforms the lives of other people. So you are also acting as catalysts for transforming their daily lives. So any of you, I really want to invite you to say any final words. I don't know, Jennifer, if you want to share with us any final words.
I think that I'm fascinated by all of the winners and what you've accomplished. So congratulations. I think, you know, when it's a real honor to be able to have the ability to not only transform and change the way people work within your organization to really achieve, you know, these disruptive technologies and programs out there, but the ability to be able to connect with people outside is it's the icing on the cake, for lack of a better term. But I think, you know, all of us probably on this panel can agree that it's not an easy road. And throughout my journey, I love the quote by Winston Churchill that says, you know, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And I do believe that, you know, it's not an easy road, but if it was, then, you know, everyone would be doing it. But it's a true honor to be able to have the ability to have such an impact.
So thank you all for being so brave and going through that bumpy road and acting as catalysts for transformation for your organizations and for other people's lives. I really thank you all for that. Thank you for joining us, and again, a very well-deserved recognition. Thank you. Thank you all for being with us today on this Digital Disruptors Award ceremony. We have been hearing to many different experiences, really interesting and inspiring experiences across this ceremony today. And I'm really grateful that you have been with us until now. Ellen?
Well, thank you very much, Agustin. It's been a pleasure to be here. And as you said, hearing all this innovation, disruptions, and the sort of pressure that we have to keep on doing that so that we can solve some of the most compelling problems. But it's not over. Regardless that we're closing this award ceremony, we want to invite you to join us and listen to Eric Coleman, as we said before, best-selling author that has gathered millions of people listening to him, and his work has been used by the National Guard to Nordstrom to NASA, and we're really honored, as I said, to have him here today. So basically, this is over, and welcome to the Innovation by Design, becoming the disruptors versus the disrupted.
Thank you.